In this section, we'll be looking at Likert scale in business research. And this is actually a step-by-step approach to implementing and analyzing Likert scale questionnaire. This is a challenging area for many students, especially in business and management. And they have a lot of some undergraduate students have some project to handle, but they don't know how to go about it. Sometimes some postgraduate students want to handle some research in this area, but they don't know how to go about analyzing the data. So this we start from the scratch, and we can want to look at a particular title to begin with, so that it will help us to narrow down the study down to the interpretation to the end. So it will help us a lot to start see how we can implement using Python to write the code for every to generate necessary data. I mean, necessary result that you need in order to answer the questions, research questions. So the first thing we're going to look at the title. We're going to give a title. We supply research questions and we develop objectives. So let's start from scratch now. Let's go gradually. Let's assume that we have these research questions. Let's say we have linking human resource management practices to organizational competitiveness in Malaysia SMEs manufacturing sectors. Or we can say that we are examining the impact of human resource management on competitiveness among managers in Malaysia's SME manufacturing sector. So any one of the two can be taken. So they are both the same thing. The only challenge is the English. So we can take this first one can be go for thesis. All right, it's good for thesis. While the second one is go for manuscript for articles writing. So whichever one you prefer, you can go. So we're going to take the first. Let's take the second one. Let's take the second one. Okay, examining the impact of human resource management in competitiveness among managers in Malaysia SMEs manufacturing sectors. All right. So let's assume you have a title now. So let's now go further and develop problem statement using this title. Now let's say we have let's start by saying the manufacturing sector plays a vital role in driving Malaysia's economic growth, accounting for approximately 32% of the nation's gross domestic product, according to World Bank now, and about 90% of total business establishments. This is by DOM 2023. Despite this significant contribution, Malaysia's manufacturing sector still lags behind regional competitors such as Singapore, South Korea, and Taiwan, where manufacturing contributes over 40% to national GDP. This gap highlights a persistent challenge in achieving sustainable competitiveness, particularly in human resource capacity and management effectiveness within small and medium-sized enterprises. So, supporting evidence in Figure 1 and 2, research indicates that human resource management practices, including recruitment, training, performance, appraisal, competitiveness, employment, and so on, are critical determinants of organizational competitiveness. However, many Malaysian manufacturing SMEs have yet to fully leverage these practices to enhance innovation, productivity, and workforce capability. The lack of strategic human resources management integration within manufacturing firms has limited their ability to sustain competitiveness in a globalized economy. Therefore, this study seeks to examine the link between HRM. Don't forget now, our title is what? Examining. So that's why I have to use that, okay? So that they can balance together with our title. Examine the link between HRM practices and relational competitiveness in Malaysia's ABC manufacturing sector. So you don't need to use ABC for your own. You can just supply the SMEs there instead of ABC. So let's move on. Now, this Figure 1 that I just mentioned now in the question. So we have a growth here. We have so you can see this is source where I generate this from online, right? This Figure 2. This Figure 2, all right? The source is also showing there. When I copy from online, so you can see the statistics here. So let's go further to research questions. So based on the problem statement above, the study seeks to address the following research question. Number 1, how does training and development among managers influence the performance of SMEs in Malaysia manufacturing industry? Let's say the first one we are taking is training and development. Number two, how does managerial motivation affect the performance of SME within Malaysia manufacturing sector? Number three, in what ways does leadership style among managers influence the performance of SMEs in Malaysia? So there are three areas we are looking at now. We are looking at training and development influence, we are looking at managerial motivation influence, and leadership style influence. Three areas. So take note of that. So that will be our area by which we develop our framework later as we continue. Okay, let's look at the objectives. Okay, the objectives of the studies is to follow as follows: to examine the impact of human resources management practices, HRM practices, on firm performance within Malaysia's manufacturing SMEs. Number two, to determine which independent variable, that is training and development, motivation this time around now, leadership style, has the greatest influence on organizational competitiveness among managers in Malaysia manufacturing sector. So these are our objectives now. We want to look at the impact first. Okay, how they are related. Now, among all of them, again, which one among them also have the higher impact? So it's as simple as that. So this is how you do research in business management. So we are going to look at them one by one. So this just today is just to look at the type two research problem statement, research questions, and objectives that we have developed so far to start with. So in the next class, we'll look at how we can develop hypothesis and framework for our research. Thank you so much for listening. I will see you in the next class. Thank you. Bye for now.